Hello everybody, Paradox Ninja here, and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing something kind of different than what we usually do on this channel. So the way it is right now is that the Milan Let's Play is being kind of put on hold, but I don't want to discuss that in this video. Today I want to do something different. I want to talk politics and how I envision that the 2016 election will go. At this point, we're currently about 5 weeks out from campaign start. Today, when recording this, it's the, as you see in the corner, it's the 2nd of October, 2016. Again, I just want to say a few things before we start making my prediction. One is that I'm not American, I'm Danish. I've been following the election very closely. Of course, I'm not without my bias. Everyone is. I supported the Bernie Sanders campaign, and I did that by volunteering. Back in January, I made phone calls, and in February to Iowa, New Hampshire, and other states, back when the primaries were going on. Similarly, I really dislike Clinton, and I really dislike Trump. I would, if I put a gun to my head, if I had to choose who to vote for, I would probably vote for Trump just because I don't like Clinton for multiple reasons. In my mind, she can't tell truth to save her life, and now I'm not saying that Trump is much better, but at least the Republicans have actually had a really fair election this year, and it's been something the Democrats could look at for their primaries and how to run them. Not saying that the system works very well with the way delegates are awarded, but that is a completely different thing entirely. So today we're going to be looking at my prediction for the 2016 electoral map, and this is of course not factoring the popular vote. This is factoring in the votes in the individual states. 270 to win. We're currently looking at the 2012 electoral map, where you have Barack Obama in blue and Mitt Romney in red. You can see Barack Obama, of course, won that election in a landslide. So we're going to be basing today's video here on, first of all, the Real Clear Politics averages about the polls in the states, as well as my personal feelings and how I think it will go down. Now, a lot of the things, you'll probably hear this phrase a lot, but a lot of the things that I'll be saying will be barring anything major happening, which means barring a sudden indictment of Hillary Clinton, or barring Donald Trump literally saying he's going to become the next Hitler. Of course, neither of those are going to happen. But this is the 2012 map. We're going to start out with an all blank map, right? And we're currently going to start with coloring in the safe Democrat states. And these are the states that have, in my mind, and in most polls' minds, you can see the dark blue here, New York, California, have next to no chance to switching to Republican. You can see, Clinton is 20 points ahead in California for one. So we'll start with California, why not? Hold on, let me get these straight. Okay, so the colors are as follows. The darker the state, the more secure. This color is a safe Clinton, this is a likely Clinton, this is a leans Clinton, and this is a toss-up. Now, the same goes for the Republican colors. It varies by the shade. So I think California is a safe hold for Clinton. Washington, of course. These are all we'll kind of go west to east with a few exceptions here. These are all heavily Democrat states that I don't envision having any way of turning red. Another state is Maine. I think it is very safe Democrat. If we go in and have a look at the Real Clear Politics average, it's actually got a Clinton 4 points ahead, but I don't think it'll change. I'm actually going to put it down to likely here, but I have absolute faith in that Hillary Clinton will carry the state of Maine. But we were actually supposed to do this earlier, or later, I mean, the likely ones. I'm a bit tired right now, but I actually really wanted to get this video out, so that's what we're going to be doing. New York is a safe Clinton state. New Jersey, safe Clinton state. Now, oops, shit, fucking Delaware. Now, there have been a few polls out of New Jersey which show a tight race. We have a 4 point and a 6 points, But again, at the end of the day, I don't think it is very likely at all to go anything but Democrat. We'll take some of the small states here. We have Connecticut, Rhode Island. I don't have to explain every one of these, hopefully. Massachusetts. These are all, actually, in fact, all of these ones on the side, the small ones on the East Coast, the New England states, and down to D.C. are pretty much, with the exception of New Hampshire, safe Clinton holds, along with Vermont. Now, if we're going to look at a few more states, we will look at Illinois as a safe Clinton, and we'll look at Minnesota as a safe Clinton. But really, we're quickly running out of these safe Clintons, because this is it. This is all she's going to be able to win safely anyway. Now, you'll notice here when I color in Donald Trump's safe states, I'll be coloring in a lot of states, but the difference is that they have much fewer electoral votes. You can see Hillary Clinton is already at 185 just in the secured votes already. That is from states with large populations and electoral votes. Now we'll color in the safe Republican ones. Again, of course, these have very few electoral votes, but these are the states that have absolutely no chance, in my mind, of going blue. So we'll do the Republican L. Of course, you have the little belt down here in the middle from North Dakota through Texas. These have no chance of changing in my mind. Missouri and down. Kentucky and all the states below that. Now, a funny thing is there's been like a meme in the mainstream media, which is that Georgia is now a swing state. Georgia is not a swing state, okay? It has Trump up by 7-6-4, and I honestly cannot see anything that would change that. I think this 4.8 here, sorry, my bad, is the very lowest Hillary Clinton will be able to get that state. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is when Trump had a terrible month. He was still ahead in the average, but this is more likely. You can look at the trends. He's trending upwards. She's trending downwards. He's pretty much never had a bigger lead than he has now. It's at 5 or 4.8, but 5. So we want to look at South Carolina, Georgia, as I said, and Indiana. These are the safe Republican states. These are the ones that I envision have no chance of turning blue. Some people would maybe mention Arizona as a possible contender because of its larger white population than some of the surrounding ones. But rising. It's my bad. Sorry, I'm really tired. Rising immigrant population is what I mean to say. But I still think it's a safe state for the Republicans to hold. Now, we want to do some of the likely Clintons, and these are, of course, I want to color in Alaska as well. Wouldn't want to miss that. You're actually at 185 and 186 just from the safe states. We already have Maine colored in, right? So now we're going to color in Oregon, which has, in the past been considered a swing state. Now it's not so much, but if you look at the polls, you don't have much polling going on there. And honestly, I cannot see that any of these polls are reliable. This top one is registered voters, which is a worse thing to poll than likely voters because Republicans tend to have a larger turnout. And the margin of error is bigger. This one is probably more accurate just by the size. And this was taken during July. This is probably, I think, around the Democratic Convention. So I think that Trump has recovered. This one is taken in September, and this was before the 9/11 memorial where Hillary Clinton collapsed. And after that, she's absolutely plummeted in the polls. I think Oregon will still go blue, but I think it has an insignificant chance of turning red. I want to color in some of the other ones as well. We have Wisconsin and Michigan, which is states where Donald Trump has been making gains lately. Another state which might come in surprising that I'm going to put in my column as likely is New Hampshire, which has, again, traditionally been a swing state, and it is. I believe they voted for Bush once or twice. Again, she has a pretty solid lead there. You have a 7% ahead, 9% ahead, and again, these are recent polls. These are ones that have been conducted within the last week when Donald Trump has been at his strongest. So you can look at the trend line. He's trending up, but not by much, and I don't think it'll be enough to win the election in New Hampshire. or the state's votes anyway. Actually, another fucking thing I forgot to call in before was West Virginia. That is my bad. I am a little tired. That is a safe Republican hold. That is my bad. See, I'm not actually sure that there are any more. Well, we have New Mexico. New Mexico, I think, is pretty safe to go Democrat. I think it would take a minor miracle for Trump to win there. But it has traditionally been a Republican state, and I think, barring, large Hispanic turnout, it is, well, yeah, it'll have a chance to go Republican, but it's a minor chance that we can ignore. Now let's look at where the Republicans have their semi-safe states, and honestly, I don't really want to put any, but I'm going to put one on North Carolina, which the polling indicates. Let's have a look here. It is a close state, but with all that's going on down there with the Charlotte riots and all of that, I really also, you can first of all see there's a few polls with Hillary Clinton in the lead, actually by 1 point. First of all, this is within the margin of error. If you look at High Point, pollster, I don't even know, their sample is 400 people. It's the lowest sample here. It's not a very good sample. 4.9 margin of error. Gravis has a tendency to always swing towards Clinton. This we saw in the primaries, where Gravis would always show Clinton up by like 20 points, even when Bernie Sanders was pretty much neck and neck with her in all other polls. You can see the general trend is if you look down here in the bottom, is that Clinton has had a lead. It's been very small, and then Trump has built a gargantuan lead here. By gargantuan, I mean 2 points. I think it's a likely state to go Republican just because it is a Republican state, and because of the riots that have been going on in Charlotte. I don't see how the Republicans will not take this. That is really the only one that I want to color in for Republicans as likely. You can see our current score is we have 231 votes for Clinton, and we have 206 votes for Trump. There's actually one more thing I want to color in as likely Republican before we go on. But it's not a state. It's actually a congressional district. I believe that Maine's 2nd district will go Republican. The polling there has been rather indicative of this. You can see Trump has had an 8.7 lead there. I mean, that is pretty solid. I mean, that's bigger than Georgia in this. But I'm still going to put Georgia way ahead because, again, there's absolutely no reason why Georgia would ever go Democrat. It hasn't gone Democrat in years. It used to be a very safe Democrat hold until I think Ronald Reagan. But since then, it's voted Republican in every single election. Now we want to talk about lean Democrats, okay? There is one state on here, 2 states actually, that I think will be leaning Democrat. We have Virginia, which is where Hillary Clinton's VP pick is from, and I think if she wasn't from Virginia, this would definitely be a toss-up. I might still put it as leaning Democrat, but I see one way Trump could change this, and one reason, because if you look at the polling in Virginia is pretty damn Democratic. Like, if you look at this, she's ahead by 6.8. Again, Trump has been trending upwards as of late, and it's been going a bit down, but that's only over the last week, and that's not really indicative of anything when there hasn't been that many polls made. But there is one thing that is coming up, which is the vice presidential debate, and I think Tim Kaine is not going to do well. I very much doubt that Tim Kaine will be able to win the debate against Mike Pence, who is a calm, collected guy and who knows how to fire shots. Another one is Pennsylvania. I think it would take some work for Hillary Clinton to win Pennsylvania. Actually, I'm going to go a step back, and I know I do this a lot, but there's 50 states. That's a lot of states, okay? So I'm going to people would put Ohio as a lean Republican right now, but the fact that Hillary Clinton has actually moved out of Ohio and ceded the state to Trump, she's not doing any more campaign events there. She's not campaigning. She has realized that Ohio it's too late to save it. The last few polls, again, Gravis, as you can see, this is the poll I was talking about before that tends to lean towards Clinton. It is really the outlier in this. So, I mean, and Fox News is a really reliable poll. People think that Fox News is like a biased news source because Fox News tends to be conservative. So I would actually agree that the news station Fox News might be a bit biased. But what people don't realize about Fox News polls is that Fox News hires two separate polling firms to work together. One that leans Democrat and one that leans Republican, and they must agree on everything. So it's a very, very good poll, and this is also one of the ones with a lower margin of error. Of course, there's many on 3.4 and 3.5. CNN, ORC, and Bloomberg are also the two other big polls here. And you can see just the trend as well. She's gone like from having a fairly deep 4-point lead and just going to Trump. And I don't see any reason why it would change, because you can see Trump is at the absolute height of his support right now. And it's going up. And she's moved out of the state. It's gonna go Republican, I'm telling you. Now we have the toss-up states left, and Hillary Clinton just needs one, assuming it's not Iowa or Nevada, to win. But the fact of the matter is, I actually think that Florida will go Republican. I think Iowa will go Republican. I think Colorado will go Republican. And I think Nevada will go Republican. And these are, of course, you see Trump has, in my prediction, a lot of leans that are pushing him beyond the 270 mark. But I think this is definitely how it would go if the election was held today. And again, as I said before, if something major happens, this could all change. But if you look at the current polls, if you look at Colorado, Trump has actually, again, been trending ahead. He's been going up, while he is actually picking the support from the third-party candidates. And the thing is, when doing polls, the third-party candidates always tend to get more like representation in the polls than they get at the ballot box. And this is because, when people actually go to the ballot box, even though they've told a pollster that they're going to go vote for Gary Johnson or Jill Stein, a lot of them will think to themselves, you know what, I'm not going to waste my vote. And you can see that support has been waning, and that's because Gary Johnson has probably been acting really shitty. You know, the Aleppo comment, he doesn't know how to name a foreign leader. And those votes, they're not going to Clinton, because those guys never supported Clinton. So they're going to Trump. He's trending up. He'll continue going up. I think Colorado is a likely state for him to win. Now, Florida has had a few recent polls that have had Hillary Clinton in the lead, and Trump kind of losing his edge here. But I still think that, Trump is able to win this, because if you stop looking at the aggregate of polls, and again, there's a lot of polls here that aren't, like Monmouth is a good poll, I'll give him that, right? But it only has 400 likely voters, and that's the only one that shows Hillary Clinton up by any significant margin. The other one is Mason-Dixon, and I've checked the pollster rating, and surprise, surprise, they are actually rated as a good pollster. I have never heard of these guys personally, and I don't really trust the judgment in this. CNN ORC is a great poll, and again, this was held mostly before the 9/11 incident with Hillary Clinton. I think that behind these polls is a Trump lead, and I saw another individual poll which had Trump holding, I think, 52 or 54% of the Hispanic vote in Florida. This is because the Hispanic votes in Florida are not Mexicans, they're Cubans, as most of you probably know. And they don't harbor any ill will against Trump. If anything, they see him as more of a protector of America than Hillary Clinton, because these guys came from Castro's regime. They don't like it. They like America, and that's why they are probably voting mostly for Trump. He also, in that poll, I think he enjoyed about one-fourth of African-American votes, which is more than he does in most other states. As well as Florida being a retirement state. There's a lot of older white people there, and older white people tend to vote more. So I think Florida, again, is likely to go Republican. The others, Iowa has been really trending. I might even have had to put that as likely. It's been really trending. Look at that, 5 points. Again, Hillary Clinton has been stagnating. This one only has Trump down. You see, it doesn't actually have Hillary Clinton up. So again, Iowa, I actually think is a pretty safe hold for. I'm still gonna put it as lean, but I don't. It's a state with a lot of white people, a lot of high school educated, no college white people. Colorado, Nevada has always, I don't even need to show you this, it's also been trending towards the Republican. But the thing is that, when you look at this, you might think, okay, so Trump has, a lot more lean states than Hillary Clinton. But the thing is, first of all, just forgetting the fact that Hillary Clinton can probably lose either Pennsylvania or Virginia if stuff happens. If anything happens that'll upset this. Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania, anything west of the Philadelphia suburbs are pretty Republican, and I can see some of those suburbs as well going Republican. But for now, it's a lean Clinton. Virginia is the same. Again, stuff could happen there. What's happened in North Carolina is one thing. Virginia is another. But I see a possibility of Virginia turning red. But again, right now, I think it's safe in the hands of the Democrats. Again, Iowa, I don't see changing. Florida, I don't see changing. Well, Florida is probably the third likeliest to change of these, after Iowa and fourth after Iowa, Colorado, and Nevada. But even if you admit that Trump has a lot more lean support than Hillary, which means he's probably maybe likely to lose one of them. If he loses, say, Nevada, which I think might be the closest one here, if that one goes Clinton, he's won the split electoral vote in Maine. If he didn't win that, if that went red or blue, Hillary Clinton would have won. But it's a red in my book, and in Real Clear Politics book, it's a red congressional district. And therefore, this would result in a tie. This has never happened in American history, and I doubt it will. I think either candidate will probably pick up more of the lean states. But at this point, if the election were held today, I think it would be 275 votes for Trump, 263 votes for Hillary. If Hillary did win either Nevada or Iowa, which both have 6 electoral votes, and lost all the other lean Republican states, it would be 269. And this means that the Electoral College doesn't decide the president, but the Congress does, the House, actually, House of Representatives, which happens to be majority Republican. And therefore, if it's a tie, this is still a Trump win. This website is called 270 to win, but that doesn't take the tie into account, so it's actually 270 to win. We should change this up here. It should say 270 to win for Democrats, 269 to win for Republicans. This is a Trump victory. It might get a less of a mandate for Trump to win, but it'll definitely be a Trump win if it ends up like this. But for now, this is my prediction. I might do another video on this in a few weeks, just to update the state of the race. And you know what? There's so much to talk about as well, because I put Michigan and Wisconsin as likely Democrats, and I think they are, but Republicans have made inroads. There was even one Minnesota poll which had the Republicans only 6 points behind. Again, take those with a grain of salt. Look more at the aggregates than the individual polls, but also, if you're going to look at polls for this, look at the type of poll, look at the poll rating, their history. Do they tend Democrat? Do they tend Republican? Do they have small sample sizes? And that is why Hillary Clinton has been ahead in Florida on the Real Clear Politics average. Donald Trump was actually, funny fact, right? If you go down and look at the state changes, you can see that, where is it? Let me get this straight. Florida. I'm not finding this right now. Is it this one? Nope. When have they moved these? They've actually removed them. They've actually removed them from the list. Alright, so what I was gonna say is Florida on this website has been going back and forth. It's been going leans Trump, leans Clinton. Because if you look at the... Well, actually, no, they didn't remove it. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm talking about the no toss-up maps. This is their prediction. It's the same prediction as I have, except they have Florida going blue. And this is only based on polls. But this is the one I was... Sorry about that, by the way, Real Clear Politics, if you're listening. So they have Florida going... earlier, they have it going from Clinton to Trump. Then they have it going from Trump to Clinton. From Clinton to Trump. From Trump to Clinton. And the fact of the matter is... Okay, this is a theory, okay? Put on your tinfoil hats with me, because things are about to get crazy. So Trump started really gaining, about a month ago, less than a month ago, in the Electoral College on the no toss-up map, right? And Real Clear Politics just couldn't have Trump in the front because that would create headlines, that would be a morale boost for Trump supporters, it might energize more of them. So they actually, this is a true fact. You can go look this up. They went in and changed their algorithms. I'm not exactly sure what they did, but they changed their algorithms and immediately Florida went blue. I remember I saw they actually removed some polls from the list. I've also seen, by the way, since this poll, I've seen 2 Florida polls that have Trump ahead from reliable pollsters that have not been included in this poll. Another poll that I suggest you guys take a look at is the LA Times UCN poll. If you go look at this is a daily national poll of the popular vote. You can see Trump has been leading for a while. He's been leading since, when is this? Yeah, after the September 11th is right here. That's when Hillary Clinton fainted. He's been leading ever since, and he's had the lead for the longest time of any of the candidates. Hillary Clinton's held a lead here, small ones here. But of the popular vote, I mean, this is outside the. I don't know if you can tell, but yesterday anyway, here on the 30th, it was outside the margin of error, and that are the what you call it, the area of uncertainty, which is if it's outside this little darker area here, that means that there is a greater than 95% chance that whoever's ahead will win. Now, you can go look at the breakdowns by demographic, but this is all I'm going to show you right now. This is my electoral prediction. If I'm right, you guys will owe me a beer. If I'm wrong, I'll make a video or something so you guys have something enjoyable too. But I've been saying a lot. God, man. It's 2 a.m. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hillary Clinton 263, Donald Trump 275. That's where I'll leave this. I'll return to this. General election is in less than 37 days. I'll see you guys later.